Hello. So I've been asked a lot about this. I kind of talked about this a couple times, like when I did a stream earlier when I did fought the bosses. But a lot of people want to know about the Asgard buffs, right? Which buffs to take for the theme. So there's kind of some confusion here, and there might be some kind of bug because it says right here buff rarity is changed weekly. So we weren't sure if this means the buffs were random or if the buffs were just going to be different places every week. But far as I can tell, this is exactly the same as last week. So this might not be quite working as intended because it says this changed weekly. Nothing changed from last week, so that is kind of confusing. So we're not sure why that is, but that happened. So, so there's 5 gold buffs here, right? These one is damage to defense spheres. This is probably the best of these ones because it's extra damage. You like I said, if you don't defeat the defense spheres, then spawns nightmares. So that's a big deal. Defense sphere override, like I said, they do quite a bit of damage. It's all magic damage though, so if you have ways to mitigate magic damage, not that big of a deal. This buff you could probably skip. Like, I mean, this one. Only, like I said, wormhole, generator, hornum, suppressor. Some of the mini bosses have like the wormhole skills, but against the big boss, this is only really an issue if you don't destroy all the defense spheres. Meteor's haste. This gives you extra speed when the meteors are falling. This can be good. And then there's jumpstart. Jumpstart, I think, on paper is like one of the better ones, but there is one downside to this ability is that it is not compatible with Sebastian's Ode to Serenity ability. This will actually override it. So if you're using Sebastian, instead of starting with 70% energy or whatever, he'll start the combat with however many tiers of jumpstart. So if you have 5 of this, he'll just start the energy with 25% energy like all heroes. Don't know if that's working as intended or not, but just know it is not compatible with Public Idol on Sebastian when he's his Public Idol skill. Road to Serenity, so it will take a bit long for he uses his first ult. But all your other heroes start with extra energy, so like I said, just something to be aware of if you buy that buff. Then there's these buffs here. So Resilient Go Creep. So I do not like, I said, these buffs that regards for specific heroes. If you have 3 specific heroes in your team, I think these are just loser buffs. There's this one. There's Wakeful Undead, which is for undead heroes, and then there's one for engineers. I think those are loser buffs. Like, you don't, like said, I mean, especially for the boss, usually, like, you know, you don't want to use those 3 heroes in the same team usually. Anyway, these are just loser buffs. Don't buy those ones. But the best of these buffs is honestly this one right here, Healing Converter. 25% of healing exceeding heroes' max health is converted pure damage to dealt to defense spheres. So again, there's another way to do damage to defense spheres. Defense spheres are pretty much popping up quite frequently. And this allows all the healing, extra healing. Like if your heroes are full life, they receive healing. This turns into pure damage. This is a big deal because, like, Albus is the main pet you're going to use for the boss. Yes, I always use Albus. Like, and will allow you to increase the amount of pure damage. And anytime Albus always attacks the boss, even if you're doing the pure damage to the defense tiers, all the bonus pure damage that Albus does will again go up going to the boss. So it's a very good ability. And you can get more value out of this if you pair it with Survivor's Willpower and Chosen by the Stars. Survivor's Willpower, like if you defeat a nightmare, you get vampirism on the team, and then Chosen by Stars increases the healing on your healers after a meteor shower. So again, this ends up working again with the healing converter, which leads to more pure damage, which leads to more damage bonus for Albus. Dreamverse Retaliation is this another one I recommend. Like this one lets you do extra damage to nightmares. And again, damage matters. Like nightmares, if they're on the field, like you definitely need to get rid of them quickly. Keeper's Blessing, this one's really good. So after a planet parade, the hero who dealt the most damage gains 10% more stats. So this is pretty good. Like, so 10% more stats means they're also gaining 10% more attack power. So if they're doing your most damage, they're not going to be doing even more damage. So that's actually really good because this is all about doing damage. So this is a good damage one. Like this is probably the second best buff after Healing Converter. This one I'd say is probably pretty good too. But Healing Converter, Keeper's Blessing, these ones are pretty good. And then you have stuff up here. This one, destroying a defense sphere grants 5% energy to a hero that does 5%. So you're always trying to destroy defense spheres. This one's really good. This one costs 150. Marksman Opportunity, like Jew is one of the best heroes. Like there's a lot of really good marksman heroes. Like some marksman heroes do a lot. Like Jew's really good in this event. So he'll gain extra energy during If he uses ultimate during a planet parade or quasar light, he'll gain extra energy, which will let him use ult faster. Could be really relevant if you're trying to tank with juice. So yeah, so this is a good one. So that is, if you did these 7 buffs, like 1, 2, that's 300, 4, 5, 6, 7, see, no, wait, 7, see. So that's just 600 emblems. Like, so emblems, like, so if I beat, like, emblems are also, we'll talk about that in a second, but I should be able to get 800 emblems this week if I beat all the minions. So that'd actually only be 600. So I could then take Dreamer's Retaliation and then 150 more somewhere else. Nightmare's Energy, inflicted with Slumber, or Visions. Triggered, the hero that generates the nightmare gains 30% energy for damage dealt to it. That one might not be bad. Tank resistance. Tank heroes take 10% less damage to defense sphere basic attacks. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, it can let your tank survive a bit better, but it doesn't do damage. Immortality. So I'll tell you this: if you're surviving that, immortality, I don't think is going to make a difference for you because you're either already dead by then, or, like I said, immortalities just win more. Don't worry about it. Mages vigilance, like mages, like, so nightmares that are generated by mages have 50% less health. This is not too bad. It's not as good as Dreamer's Retaliation. This only works for mages. Insomnia. A single use of inflicted slumber nightmares can unleash more than 4 nightmares. I'll tell you this. If they unleash 5 nightmares at once, it's game over. That just ends the fight. But if they release 4 nightmares, you might as well be over. Like, it's just, this is kind of doesn't really do anything. Astral Shield. Triggers National Shield. Once per battle, shield absorbs all damage for defense spheres, explosions, and wormhole. The shield's triggered automatically. So, like, if you're not, like I said, this can help protect damages. Probably. This is not too bad. I mean, I don't know. You're kind of like, after you got the good buffs, like these ones, these 3 are good. These 2 are good. Then these 2 are good. You're kind of running out of good buffs. So it's kind of, after that, it's, you know, you're taking maybe this one probably. I might, honestly, this one might be the best just because it's extra energy, but yeah, so, and as I was explaining, I'll like I said, have 190 already. I'll probably have 800 by the end of the week, and that has to do with the event level, right? So when you look at here, like, you see there's 800 for this level. Like, if you do start 150, you get 1,000, 650, 550, 450, 350, 300, 250, 200, 150, right? So it's just really, the higher level you do, the more buffs you can buy, the more morale you'll get, so you'll get more of the damage bonus. So that's more reasons to go with a higher level. But yeah, it's like I said, those are kind of the buffs I recommend. Like, so it's like I said, if I'm gonna do, so we'll just talk about like healing converter. I'd say most people should grab these 2. If you only have 150 to spend, I'd do these 2 and then this one. But if you have like 200, I'd do these 2 and then this one probably, or this one. Probably this one. So 1, 2, 3, then 250. Again, just go back here. Then 4. If you go to, like said, or 350 or whatever, like, then you might start looking at this one. But I would definitely try to get 1, 2, 3... These 3 buffs, I think, would be your priority. Healing Converter, Keeper's Blessing, and then Chosen by the Stars. And then this one's really good. So 350 energy. Marksman Opportunities can be really good for Jew. I'd probably rate that one just a bit lower. I'd probably put Survivor's Willpower over that one, just because it's kind of iffy. This one could be good. But yeah, that's kind of what I'd say, just generally. But yeah, 1, 2, 3. So 200, first 200 emblems should go to those 3 buffs, I would say. Then probably this one. That's at 350 emblems to get those 4. Right, and if you have 50 left, Dreamer's Retaliation's always a good one. But anyway, those are my recommendations. I hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you for watching.